We are live. What's up,
Hello.
guys?
Hello.
Hello.
Yo, one of us had a really great week. That was
Shut
me.
up.
At
Shut
140
up.
points.
Shut
Who did
up.
you-
Joey, how's it feel that you're between two guys who just kicked your ass this week? I mean, this year.
Oh yeah, we both beat
Talking
each
about
other.
you, Joey.
Look, man, if I run the table and I beat you guys along the way, I'm gonna
You're
remember
not
this
making
pod.
playoffs, man. You're way too behind. What's your record?
Dude, I'm in the weak division. I just need
Oh
to
yeah,
beat-
that's true too.
I play the division leader in my division this week. Then I'm within one with 5 weeks to go. I'm still in play in
That's
this
such
league.
bullshit, man.
What did I tell you about Andrew not going to a one table league? If you go into a one table league and not this East-West BS that a lot of people do, it's stupid. It's dumb. He's gonna let a team like me in that has no business going, and then I'm gonna beat you guys. Watch.
You think we can
If
still check?
I was in the other division, I'd
change
be
it
two
now.
games from the lead. From
Huh?
the division lead. I'd be 2 games from the division lead if I was in the other division. At 3 and 5.
Well,
it's
so
the
am
same
I. I'm
record
the
as
same.
you.
I'm the same record as you. We're both 3 and 5.
And Brian only scored 69 points this week.
I would have beat Brian.
Holy
Brian just got lucky
Wait,
on the week
69?
that like he played me. Like that's just the thing. He just got lucky.
Yeah, but I didn't have a quarterback. I took the loss on purpose. So I wanted to get
You play to win the game, Brian. You play
Yeah, I was
to
gonna lose
win the
anyway.
game.
Tell everyone what you did, Brian. What was your strategic move?
So Adrian Peterson was available. So I actually had Daniel Jones as my quarterback Monday night. So I knew I was going to lose anyways. So I'm like, why not just cut him and sign Adrian Peterson and save the whole, all my fab money trying to get him. So it was strategic. I'm going to lose anyways.
Basically, you got him for free.
Yeah.
It is a
He's gonna
smart
be
move. It is a smart move. I
your
applaud
starting
you on
lineup.
that.
He would have went like a good amount on fab, I feel like.
I don't know. I think
Probably
he's
like
kind of
10.
dusty, to be honest with you. I mean, he's like Devontae Freeman, Le'Veon Bell, and all those guys in Baltimore. But it is what it is.
Well,
I think you should get more volume, but
He hasn't played. When's the last time he played?
it went from let's think about bringing Peterson in to bringing him in right away to signing him right away and elevating him from practice squad to.
But my point is like Lat Murray's been playing consistently. Devontae Freeman's been playing consistently year to year. You have a guy like Le'Veon Bell who's missed around. What's the difference between AP and Le'Veon Bell? Like, why would this be any different?
It's a crowded backfield in Baltimore, and it's not in Tennessee.
Okay. You think McNichols is going to be completely X'd out? I'm just saying, I don't think it would have been that. My whole point is that I don't think it would have been that much. I think people are going to spend fab because there are people that didn't spend fab up to this point. So they're just going to be like, well, I haven't spent it now. I might as well. So you're right. I think to that point, it might have spent some fab.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it. Personally.
But I think Nichols or whatever only had no more than 2 carries during the game. Like no more than 2 carries during the game this whole season.
He did have like a 12 catch game. Like he does get targets. I think he's going to be the pass catching guy. Darrenson Evans came in a week ago, played this game, got hurt again. He's done for the year too. So it's literally
it's not like they're asking Peterson to play a full season. There's like half a season left. So I mean they can kind of. So
I applaud you. Like the fact that you saved fab because it would have gone for fab. You are correct.
Yeah,
but I don't think it was worth. I don't think it's worth fab. But the fact that you got him for free, dude, you're savvy as hell.
Yeah, I tried trading him. No one wants him. I tried already trading him for Waddle, Devontae Smith.
No, it's not gonna happen.
No one wants him.
They want to see, dude, because I think people like me. If you offered him me, I'm like, I'm gonna give you the same answer. I'm like, what's the difference between him and Devontae Freeman and Le'Veon Bell? I'm like,
for example, that one guy who has 8 wide receivers and no running backs, he still refuses to even give me his worst wide receiver for Peterson. I don't know.
I give up on that league trying to trade people. I'm done. It's either gonna be you guys or Andrew, and that's about it. I can't trade with nobody else in this league. Everybody values their players at 1.5 to 2x.
So stupid.
They always think we're trying to cheat them or something. I think that's what they feel like.
I tried trading for Brady. The guy's 1-6 and has Herbert and Brady. So I forgot who I offered, but it was kind of fair. The guy's 1-6. I'm like, dude, anyone I offer you is going to help you at this point. Half his team is Vikings, and he wanted Stephon Diggs for Brady.
The thing is, I just got an offer today for Stephon Diggs and D Hendo. I'm 2-6 in my own league, and the guy in first place wants Stephon Diggs and D Hendo. He gives me Tyler Lockett on bye, and he gives me Damien Harris, and then he gives me Mike Williams was the only player that was valuable, but Diggs is due for all these unrealized air yards. I'm like, you're not giving me much to help on, especially if you give me a guy on bye. Come on, dude. I'm not gonna just accept anything. It's got to be right?
Yeah, these guys.
I'll be in the same position.
These guys that they don't trade is so whack.
Like, I'm willing to move, but I'm not, because there's a loser penalty in my league. I'm trying not to finish last. So there's another reason why I don't want to make just a trade just to make a trade, because I'm in near last.
Yeah, we kind of have that too, though. But it's not.
What do you have in this league? I don't even know.
Loser pays 20 instead of 10.
Oh, got it.
I wanted to do something more like, I don't know, as to dress up like as a like in a dress or some shit and walk around the mall or something.
I'm down to do something like that. I mean, that's like.
No one will do it in our league. I don't know, man.
I would do that.
Yeah, I like other leagues where it's like you got to get a tattoo or you got to like stand outside and like, I don't know, sell oranges or some shit for an hour or some bullshit, you know?
Hey, Andrew does that on a daily basis, so I don't think that'll be that bad for him. He's always selling oranges.
I don't know. I think these guys are too like gangster, and they all live like in South Central or some shit, so they're proud to let them move or some shit.
All right, let's get into more news. What else is going on? You had a list, Joey, of some.
Yeah, I did. Well, let's start with trades. I mean, these are mainly going to be, I guess, defensive, really. But like, I mean, it's still we do pick'ems here as well. But Von Miller to the Rams. What do you guys think?
Yeah, good for their defense. I mean,
the Rams are playing Madden with no salary cap. That's literally what they're doing. They're doing franchise mode with no salary cap.
They literally always trade their picks. Like, they never have any draft.
They're going to be fucked like in like, I don't know, 2 years.
3 years. Yeah, 3 years or something. My only note on this was that what I heard, I think it was Mike Garafolo, I think, or is it Graziano? One of the two. He said that the Broncos knew if they just let him walk in free agency because he has an expiring contract, that they would have only gotten a fifth round compensatory pick. So the fact that they wanted to at least get a trade and got second and a third, I thought that was savvy. Like, I just like hearing those kind of things.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's not really fantasy related too much here. But if you have the Rams D,
actually, rumors started spreading that Titans might trade for Melvin Gordon, because they needed a running back. And then Joseph has Javonte Williams. So I'm like, oh no, what have I done? Because I traded him, but luckily they didn't. I was like, yes.
There was a lot of rumors. There was a lot of rumors out there. Let me ask you this before, since we're on a trade, the trade deadline stuff. Even though nothing really happened today, what was the trade rumor that you heard about? What wanted to see happen?
Well, for me, I wanted Melvin Gordon traded like so bad because I have Devontae Williams.
Me too. That was something I was looking for, but not my.
I wanted Odell to Green Bay.
I wanted Odell to the Saints because he's from Louisiana, and I think that whole Mike Thomas situation is still sour. I thought that would have been pretty cool. But
yeah,
now
man,
no quarterback.
Like, why isn't he back yet? It's like pissing me off too. I hope man.
I wanted to see any of those receivers, A-Rob, Brandon Cooks, any of those receivers. I wanted to see a receiver traded today, but didn't happen. They all held out. Even Melvin Ingram, I wanted him out of New York. I wanted to see him thrive in some other environment. Didn't happen. If you're guys, I don't even have the comments up right now here, but if you had a trade that you wanted to happen, drop it in the chat. Henry out for the season. Let's talk about that.
He pretty much went through it. I mean, if you're like the Henry owner, you're probably winning all your games because it so it probably hits you so bad.
What would you do if you had Henry? Let me ask you that. So let's fantasy spin here. If you have Henry, what is your move right now? Is it just free agency? Are you making a trade from another position to amplify the running back spot? What are you doing?
Well, you're probably in a good position because, like I said, you're probably winning up to this point. So I don't think you make any major changes. You just try to get like an Adrian Peterson or someone off the waivers, which we're going to talk about soon, and try to just stay winning a couple of games. You're probably almost guaranteed playoffs just because you had Derrick Henry this whole time. You probably have a good record. So just don't do anything stupid from here on out, and you should be fine.
Brian, what say you?
I'll find the best team with the best record and try to trade it to him because he'll probably feel like he has a little bit of leverage with all the games he won. Try to give Henry to him and get something. I'll definitely trade Henry, though. I wouldn't keep him.
Yeah, I agree with that move. If you're sitting with Henry and you're in a decent spot or probably in the middle of the road. But if you're also successful, if you're sitting at 6-2 or better, maybe even 5-3. Hold on one second.
Or even Damien Harris, I feel like is a great try to trade Henry for maybe like a Damien Harris.
I don't know.
I think Damien Harris has had his two best games of the year.
I agree. There's a lot of people in my other threads of other leagues that are like touting Damien Harris so hard. I'm like, I think it's just been a great schedule in this stretch, and I think like 3 games prior to this, he had single digits. I mean, I think he has a touchdown in 4 straight games, but
yeah, that's the thing. If he doesn't score, he gets like 6 points. Like,
exactly. So I think a dry spell is coming for Damien Harris. That was another reason why I rejected a trade today that had him in it. But anyway, Jameis Winston. Talk about that and the QB situation for New Orleans and what that means going forward.
I mean, it looks like Taysom Hill is going to be the starter. So I think for waivers, if we're going to get into waivers and you need a quarterback, like he has a decent floor. He's a running quarterback, obviously. So, but it hurts the rest of the. I mean, you weren't really starting any Saints receivers, anyways. But
that was part of the reason why I wanted to see a receiver trade to the Saints. But with Jameis going down, it kind of hurt that.
And I think Michael Thomas would still be fine if he comes back because he was heavily targeted with Taysom Hill when they started before.
Yeah, when is he going to come back? When?
He's chilling on a beach with Calvin Ridley right now. And speaking of Calvin Ridley, let's talk about him stepping away from football. Obviously, mental health is crucial and it's essential. I mean, I've definitely had a different view on this over the years. I've changed my tune on it, and I mean, mental health is real. And so I feel bad for him. I hope he gets the help he needs. But fantasy owners, and also his teammates, they're kind of high and dry, so to speak. So what would you do if you're a Calvin Ridley owner in the same kind of capacity as we talked about Derrick Henry?
I don't know, Brian. I'll let you take that one. You're the Calvin Ridley owner.
You can't trade him. No one wants him. Like, there's actually a chance he could come back this year from what I heard. Crazy thing is he's actually in the contract year because they can either, what is it called, give him the 5th-year option. So I actually heard a rumor like he maybe just couldn't handle the stress, like playing for a contract year or some shit like that. Maybe.
Ooh. Yeah, it could be. I mean, it's pretty stressful. Think about it.
Well, he's screwing up. I'll tell you that.
If I would have known that information, I would have added that to my I was down on Calvin Ridley, as you guys know, at the beginning of the year, and it had nothing to do with this part. If this was part of it, this would definitely have played into that. But I think maybe it's also the pressure of being number one without a guy like Julio Jones too. Like that's a lot of pressure. You are the guy now. And
I don't think it's football related.
I don't think it is either.
It's not football related.
But I honestly, it's. I mean, you said yourself too when you're in someone else's shadow and you step up and being the guy. That is a lot to take on. I don't think the pressure from that really played into it. Maybe a small part of it, but it's tough to be that guy when you weren't really having all that pressure. So. As you have stated also many times throughout the season, Brian.
Well, no, I mean, Julio was out last year for a good amount of time, and he played great. So, I mean, I don't think it's that. Probably just like a personal, type stuff that no one knows about.
Yeah, who knows when he'll be back? You don't know. So
You think
right now,
he'll be
you gotta put him in your IR spot. It's a possibility he could come back. You don't know.
Yeah,
definitely.
Like 3 games or something.
Yeah.
No, he can still come back.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it could be really quick too, but I think he's definitely going to take a couple weeks for sure. Melvin Ingram, the last trade that I had here was Melvin Ingram to the Chiefs. We've been seeing their defense being lit up every single week. Do you think this really impacts anything on the Chiefs? Obviously, I know their offense is more fantasy relevant, but anything?
The Chiefs, no, they look pretty bad, and I think teams have just finally figured out to just double team Tyreek Hill and Kelsey every play. Force Mahomes to.
Kelsey wasn't even getting double teamed, man. He looked slow last night. Like he looked.
Yeah,
slow.
I know he was getting double teamed a couple times that I saw. But yeah, he's not looking good.
I'm kind of debating because originally earlier in the season I got offered Austin Eckler for Kelsey. I'm kind of debating the trade Kelsey and someone else for Austin Eckler and Gesicki. What do you think about that trade?
It's not a bad trade.
It's not a bad
You
trade.
need running back.
Just knowing the fact that the Chiefs can get right at any point is tough to let go of anybody, but I wouldn't fault you for doing it.
Yeah, I'm debating it. Did you see?
One thing I've noticed though, what was that?
Did you see Pat Mahomes before the game? He kind of went hi to his family, and he kind of pounded with like his brother, and they looked pissed at each other. It looked like Mahomes yelled at him. Like,
Jackson Mahomes like looked away as they were like. Here's the handshake right here. Here's my hand, and then Jackson Mahomes is doing this as he handshakes his brother. It's like it was weird.
He probably told him, he's like, "Don't embarrass me, man." Like, why? I don't know. No one likes that guy.
After what he did, it's kind of tough.
He's the epitome of what's wrong with this country. Just constantly doing TikTok dances like all day. You know what I mean?
Speaking
you go
of
out to
which,
eat, you go in the corner, they're just like doing little dance. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm getting old or something, but
speaking of which, I did see a good TikTok video of two guys, one dressed in a Scream costume, the other dressed as Jason Myers, and they're doing all the various TikTok dances in one compilation. And then at the end, the Jason guy is like doing the stabbing motion to the beat of the song. It was pretty good. Like, you guys had to see it. I'll send it to you in our thread because my wife sent it to me. But I thought it was pretty funny. But anyway,
Jason, the killer Jason.
Yeah, killer Jason. Yeah,
okay. Because you said Jason Myers. The other guys.
There's
Michael Myers.
Sorry, Michael Myers. Yeah, I'm thinking Jason. Yeah,
You're just mixing them up.
Yeah, my bad.
All right, let's get into. Is that all the news that we have?
That is all the news that I have. Oh no, I'm sorry. I can't go about. But Henry Ruggs, that crashed today. Who
he's pretty much done.
Charged with DUI resulting in death. I'm gonna go on a limb here and kind of give you guys a little note as being a Raiders insider, so to speak, of who will benefit the most from this situation.
I immediately thought Renfro.
I mean, Renfro's nothing's really gonna change much, I don't think, from him. What Ruggs does to the offense.
I just traded him like a dummy, but yeah.
No, Renfro is gonna stay the same. I mean, he could get a couple extra targets, but
he's a slot guy.
He's a slot guy. His role is defined, but what Ruggs does the offense is stretch the field, right? And the only guy that they have on their roster, because remember, if you guys remember that Willie Snead asked for a trade, he got dropped, he got waived. I think he got picked up anyway, but that's another receiver that's gone. The only other receiver that they have that's played in the system for the last 3 years is Zay Jones. I think Zay Jones, this benefits him the most. If any of my other people in any other leagues are watching this, I'm sure they'll probably
drop a name. Potentially, it might be on the Raiders that got released. Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, no, I've been saying that too. I was like, that makes a big fit because it's exactly a 1-for-1. But listening to the conferences every single week, I listen to a post game. I listen to pressers throughout the week. When Darren Waller went down the other week, when he ended up being inactive, it's always next man up mentality on this team. They believe strongly in Foster Moreau. That's why they didn't panic. They didn't skip a beat. And the same way, I think that's what's going to happen with Zay Jones. They didn't make a move at all this week. The trade deadline coming in, obviously this was today. I think Zay Jones is going to step right into that role.
No, it's funny. If you think about it, the team has only been playing in Vegas for like half a season. And, Vegas, there's nightclubs going out. And, this could happen anywhere. But I think it's a coincidence that it's Vegas, in the clubs, Players are off on Tuesdays. So this happened on Monday night. He's not working the next day, out clubbing. Vegas, it's like nowhere else.
There's always something. Yeah, and he's a young kid. He's 22. He's 22. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a chance it can happen more shit like this,
The fact that Josh Jacobs got a DUI over the offseason, right? Like, you would think that these young guys learn.
Alabama boys. Alabama boys.
And it's just a shame. Obviously, he's fortunate that he didn't get into a wreck, a wreck that resulted in a death. He did get into a wreck, I believe. Josh Jacobs did, but it didn't result in death or anyone's death.
Jacobs lives in the car when he was younger, right?
That's another thing.
So he's used to driving that thing, like no matter what. That's his home.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. James, appreciate you coming back. Go ahead, Yosef.
Just on that note, don't drink and drive, kids.
Please don't.
Trade. So from James Zhao, trade Godwin and Emmanuel Sanders for DK and Julio PPR.
No, I wouldn't do it.
It's pretty even, but
I
think Godwin is the best player out of all of them.
So. The one name I was actually considering trying to trade for was Julio. I'm thinking if they're not able to run as much, they're going to throw it a little bit more. And
I like that take.
I was actually thinking about trading for Julio.
They might turn into like a Baltimore offense because Baltimore also was run heavy prior to J.K. Dobbins' injury, Gus Edwards' injury. Now they're more leaning past.
Yeah.
So I think this could turn into that situation, assuming Julio's health.
I actually might give an offer to Julio now. All of a sudden, a little bit later today.
It's not a bad trade, James. I mean, because you could be actually onto something. Because if that happens, then this trade is definitely in your favor. Because I think Manny Sanders is coming down to earth. I'm not high on that, but AB's situation with his ankle could be longer than the bye. which I've been kind of mulling over because I've been getting offers for AB, and I've been trying to maybe see the value of AB here. But without AB for the 2 games, this is Godwin's numbers: 16 catches for 251 and 2 touchdowns with a 30% target share. That's insane. Albeit one of those games is against Marshawn Lattimore for Mike Evans getting less targets. That kind of skews it a tad, but just knowing Godwin is a target monster when AB's off the field. So I hope that helps. Emmanuel Sanders
or Judy rest of season. I'm going with, and it's tough because we haven't seen much of Judy. So
I'm going with Judy.
Ooh.
It's tough. Yeah. I'll go. Damn, that was really tough. We'll go with Sanders.
Okay, we're gonna do this as a board bet rest of the season. You and me, Brian. Or unless Yossi,
rest
you want to get
of
on
the
this
season?
One. Yeah, rest of the season. This is from here on out. They're clean slate points.
Yeah, I'll go with Sanders.
You want to get on this? Yossi?
I'll go with Sanders. I'm going with a better offense.
All right. So James, it's 2-1, Emmanuel Sanders. So I hope that helps you in that regard. But just if you want to get on this too, I'm picking Jerry Jeudy here. I'm making a note right here in our little bet wagers that we have throughout the year. I'm adding this one to the list right now.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty close, but if I had to pick one, I'm just going with the better offense here. And they both have lots of weapons on their teams. So I just got to go with the better quarterback who's going to score more. Sanders had like a dud versus the Dolphins, but other than that, he's been doing pretty good. And we haven't seen much of Jeudy yet. So Jeudy could come in and surprise and be like a number 1 guy. But
he was eased back into action this week. I think the first week, I think he had something like 8 targets. So, I mean, I think once he gets back, he's going to get in that 5 to 7 target range for sure. He had 38 of 53 snaps, 24 of 31 on routes run on Teddy Bridgewater dropbacks for a 4 for 39 line. Only received 4 targets, but he caught all 4. I think that's all I got for him for as far as numbers wise for this past week. All right.
Yeah, so he just got started. So we'll see what he does rest of the season. All right, let's get into quarterback waivers. We mentioned Taysom Hill earlier. So basically, these would be just streamers that you could stream this week. I think, well, at least in our league, one of the top guys is Tua Tagovailoa versus Houston. They're 25th ranked pass defense when it comes to quarterbacks. And it's pretty much, I mean, anybody else you're considering as far as quarterbacks this week besides those 2 guys?
Bridgewater is one.
Bridgewater taking on Dallas. Yeah, if we get Prescott back, it's a high-scoring game. I can see that.
May I interject for a second?
How about what was that, Joey?
May I interject for a second?
Ooh, okay.
Why not Justin Fields, Brian? Why not Justin Fields?
How many points did he score?
Like 30?
No, he didn't.
I know it was mid-20s. I think it was 25, to be honest with you. What was
it? 25 points, yeah.
25? Thank you. Fun fact, only 2 quarterbacks have rushed for 100-plus yards this season. Name them.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Lamar Jackson, I'm assuming?
Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields. He's in Lamar Jackson territory.
Dude,
that one's a little. That one's not as. That's not as hard.
Anything to do.
But I will say this:
more than a third of his points came on one play. Like, come on, man!
It was a 22-yard run. It was
plus a touchdown. It's 8 points.
Okay, that's 8 points. That's not half.
You think it had anything to do with Nagy being out?
All right, look.
Yeah,
that run was insane. I mean, that run shows his ability where he needs design runs in the offense. Matt Nagy not being there, Bill Lazor really calling the plays, XYZ. I think if they continue on that, he's 4 of 4 on a lot. He was 4 of 4 doing an ESPN Next Gen stats when he was rolling out or with movable pockets. If they do that more often, this could be a sign of things to come. Assuming his athletic ability. I think it was in the second quarter, but that bootleg play to Jesse James, facing pressure in the pocket, throwing off balance on a dime over just outside of the outstretched arm of a defender on a dime there for another touchdown pass.
I thought he was wide open.
It was not wide open. It was if you see the outstretched arm of the defender, he literally throws it on a dime to Jesse James off balance.
Yeah, you got to give him credit. He had a good game, but
the interception he threw wasn't even his fault. It was through Darnell Mooney's hands. And if you remember last week, he threw a pick through Darnell Mooney's hands again. So like there's a couple picks that he's thrown this year. There was probably even more where the receiver just has to catch the ball. And so just give my guy a chance, man. He had a great game.
No wide receiver good games from him. I don't know. If I had Allen Robinson, I literally started Robbie Anderson over Allen Robinson because of Justin.
It's a low volume passing offense at this stage. But if they design plays outside the pocket, I think he could be successful.
All right, guys, rate these quarterbacks this week for waivers. You got Fields, Tua, Bridgewater, Taysom Hill. Who, considering, if Taysom Hill starts, so those four, how do you rank them?
Bridgewater's last. Go ahead, Brian. I'll let you go.
I'll do Tua, Bridgewater, Taysom Hill, and Fields.
I think Bridgewater's last. Taysom is third. I give Fields more of an opportunity because of his rushing floor, and then if they continue to do so, and then I go with Tua's number one. Yes, I will take your guy number one, Brian.
That's right.
I'm not confident in it though, but that's how I'd rank it.
Yeah, it's a good matchup for Houston. All right, let's go into running backs, waivers. We talked about Peterson already earlier. We touched on McNichols as well. So if these guys are both, I think we all agree you're prioritizing Peterson over McNichols right on this waivers. Should other people do that as well?
You would probably have to do that, yeah, because he's going to get more of the in between the tackles work. Although I guess as PPR wise, I mean, if McNichols gets the volume he was getting, possibly
I think
not.
he will get. Yeah, I think he'll definitely get more reps and play. I don't think it's just going to be how it was before with Peterson just taking the 100% snaps that Henry was getting. I think they'll let McNichols run a little bit as well.
Put it this way,
he did run a lot in college.
They're 1A, 1B. I don't know who's ahead of who really, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just a wait and see approach on that one.
But you would rank Hyde as an option too because J-Ro got a little hurt, so Carlos Hyde's an option this week as a pickup.
Yeah, Carlos Hyde's an option. Ty Johnson. I mean, he had a great week, but are you looking at him at all for the Jets running back?
No. Michael Carter is definitely that guy.
Michael Carter is on your waivers. Yeah, he's definitely pick up, especially with White as quarterback because he was heavily targeting running back.
Dude, it's insane. That was like the Najee game where Najee had all those catches too. Like,
yeah, I went against him.
Oh, that was like that was 2 weeks in a row now with White just heavily targeting the running back. So
no, this is one game.
Do you think Zach Wilson is looking at QB2 when he comes back?
Nah,
I actually like Mark White out of college.
I think we
can all agree that Zach Wilson's the bust. Like
if you watch the post game and you do the game ball, like Robert Saleh gave Mike White the game ball, like the way Mike White talked to the locker room when he got the game ball, just like sounded like a QB1. Like, he doesn't sound like a backup.
What I actually like, they actually asked the coach to like, is Mike White going to start? And rather than giving the regular bullshit, like, oh, we got to look at the game film, see what happens. He's like, yeah, he's going to start. Yeah, so that's what I like,
Well, I like Salah as a coach. He's really.
I love Salah, yeah. I love him.
Yeah, because he's probably the same religion as you. That's why you like him. Like,
oh my god,
that helps. That does help.
Yeah, you see. Okay. Well, you said it.
You're just good guys in general, Who else are we looking at?
I have Boston Scott too because I'm actually in a couple leagues. I still see him available. He's like the Michael Carter situation. If he's available, you got to get him. Who else?
Gainwell, if he's still there, are you just ignoring him at this point? I mean, he looked like the third string running back behind Jordan Howard.
But it's consistent though, because when they are in the lead in games or like dominating game flow, he's in the game. He got 12 carries and all the targets that was available in the fourth quarter when they were clearly up. No one else saw the field. Of course, that's usually like garbage time, scrubs play. But that's when he sees the field. He only had one carry in the first three quarters. So use that to your advantage. Yeah.
That is really bad. All right, let's go into our receivers. We mentioned the Ruggs incident. He's probably out for the season, out for his career most likely.
So, do you think he won't play again?
Brian brought up a decent point. Now we're not like saying like, hold on to him. I think he's definitely done for the year for sure. But Brian and I did some research that Leonard Little and Dante Stallworth have also faced similar situations where they had a DUI resulting in death. They served time legally and NFL wise, and they came back to play. So if you're in a dynasty format like I am, I have Ruggs. Obviously, I just have to hold and wait till the dust settles on it and see what happens. But that's just from a fantasy perspective. Obviously, I feel horrible for the family. Like I can't even imagine. Like if I was in the situation, like I want him gone, like off the field. He can't be playing. It just sucks.
I think he's gonna get cut. I think
they have to waive him, man. They have to. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, they said they made a statement. They're trying to gather information, but what more information do you really need? He's the only one in the car. I mean,
that being said, did this raise Brian Edwards' value, or would you pick him up on waivers? If he was there?
I think you have to. Yeah.
Did you say no, Brian?
I don't think do too much. Edwards has crap. I don't think he's going to continue to do anything either.
It's a speculative ad. That's all I'm saying. It's a speculative ad, right? Like if you had a spot. Like I mean, look. Let's look at the bye weeks. I mean, Buccaneers receivers are on bye. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf on bye, Terry McLaurin on bye. I mean,
I think if you have him, it's good to trade. Like right in the comment section when you offer a trade, be like, "Hey man, he's gonna get Ruggs targets," and try to pump it up a little bit.
Con man,
yeah,
con man.
Trading the Raider fan,
that should be your name, Brian.
What?
You should be the con man. I'll be the comeback kid. You'll be the con man. That's
you con me like 2 trades already this year. So fuck you.
Too bad.
That Calvin Ridley trade when I was getting like, why'd you put Calvin Ridley in?
This is why I knew it.
You knew it. You knew that he had mental issues.
Jesus. I knew that he had negotiation, like Brian was saying. So I was like,
he gave me Zeke, who sucks. He gave me Ridley, who went ballistic. You gave me Allen Robinson, who I want to cut. I gave you Jalen Hurts, Javonte Williams, and Darrell Henderson.
Wow, dude, you got reamed.
That's just.
And then after every trade, Joey's like, "Oh, Brian totally raped you." I'm like, "Yeah."
Every time you say that, the universe just churns. And it's like,
great. You need me to say it to help you out, so if you need me to say it.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Jamison Crowder. It looks like he's being targeted by any quarterback that comes in. He's heavily targeted, especially with White. I really like Crowder as PPR guy. Like he just has a good floor. So if he's on your waivers. He'd be my top guy as far as receivers go. Tajay Sharp, Tajay Sharp and Russell Gage. Are you guys considering any of those guys?
I think the Russell Gage play game was an anomaly. I think you're on the field for. Where's my damn numbers here on him? Jesus Christ. Let's see.
I mean, who would you rather have rest this season, Russell Gage or Brian Edwards?
Russell Gage, probably. I mean, yeah, I just think it's an anomaly. He was on the field for 23 routes of the 34 dropbacks and didn't get a single target. That's just not going to happen every game.
Well, they were playing the Panthers. Gilmore was shadowing Pitts.
But, yeah.
We had Dante Jackson on Gage.
Geez, they had a corner on the tight end.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people are doing that. That's the reason why Waller hasn't gone ballistic, and that was the reason why Pitts took so long to get started because they kept
Pitts
playing.
Pitts is basically a receiver. He lines up at the receiver spot.
Yeah. So,
but yeah,
Gilmore's done that kind of thing against like Kelsey, like when he was in the AFC and the Patriots. So like that kind of sort of thing he's done before. So,
yeah. But Tajay Sharp, say he's someone you would add, or just like
no, I don't think Tajay Sharp's a thing, but I could be completely
wrong. Anybody else? Jamal Agnew is kind of interesting. Let me tell you his targets the past 3 games. 7 targets, 6 targets, 12 targets, or 41 yards, 78 yards, 38 yards. But 6 receptions, 5 receptions, 6 receptions, 1 touchdown within those 3 weeks. So it's pretty consistently okay, all double-digit points in the past 3 weeks. Is this just a fad? Is this someone you're looking to add, or are you just waiting and seeing?
Oh, yeah.
I agree. I mean, it's kind of like Amon-Ra St. Brown. He had games of 6, 7, and 8 targets, then has 0. Like you're gonna get a goose egg one of these days with him, and or like Russell Gage also. Like he's supposed to be the guy. He gets a lot of targets usually, and then gets nothing. So
All right, one more guy I wanted to mention, Brandon Ayuk.
I like what I saw out of him. So
finally had an okay game, and also Deebo Samuel's nursing a calf issue. I don't know if he's going to miss any time, but it's something you want to look at.
Yeah.
But do you really trust Ayuk going forward?
Isn't George Kittle back this week?
He should be back. Yeah, that hurts his value a little bit too. I don't know. I'm waiting. I think if
Deebo
can't afford to drop anyone.
Deebo, like Cooper Kupp, has a really, really high target share. To this point, he has a 32.5% target share with an 18.6 yards per catch, which is pretty insane as well. Cassius Marsh, man, that guy called him. I went back to his card shop today. I didn't see him, but I wanted to give him props on all the plays that he had prior to the season. Hit on Najee, hit on Deebo. For the most part, hitting on Justin Herbert. The last couple of games have been pretty.
Hey, you didn't tell us about the Deebo thing.
I did. I told you all of them. I didn't even pick any of these.
I don't remember the Deebo one.
Yeah, he said I don't remember Deebo. No, go back on the tape. I think it was on film, or maybe it wasn't. It wasn't because I think we didn't. But anyway, I did.
That would have been a great call.
Deebo. He's been hitting on all of them. There's something about him. I think he's played some years in the NFL or something like that.
All right, for tight ends this week, Firemuth. I call him Fireproof because I just picked him up, and he's starting for me this week. I think with what's his name? Schuster being out, Ebron was out. Roethlisberger can't throw it 10 yards down the field. Like Fireproof is perfect for that offense. I think he's gonna be consistently okay. Like you could start him if you really needed to. He's probably my number one tight end ad. What do you guys think? Or Dan Arnold also up there?
I like Dan Arnold personally.
Yeah, he's been getting targets. It's just the offense is just so crappy. I mean, but he did have 10 targets, 8 receptions, 68 yards. I mean, that's really good for a tight end.
Yeah.
He just hasn't scored yet. If he scores a couple of touchdowns, like he could be a really good tight end going forward.
I definitely like Dan Arnold too. But one thing on the receivers, I just wanted to throw out a couple other names real quick. Van Jefferson's still out there in a few leagues that I've seen. Marquez Valdez-Scantling's been dropped due to his injury, so if he's back healthy, I think that's someone to add. And Darnell Mooney's also been dropped a lot too. And if Fields since I recommended him, I feel like if Fields somehow, does what he keeps doing from the last week, Mooney's going to be the main beneficiary of that. But Pat Fryermuth.
What did he do last week? He didn't do anything. Like he ran the ball.
Do anything.
He
he had a good game, man. He completed 70% of his passes. Like, it was an efficient game for him overall.
Yeah. As far as Allen Robinson got 6 points. I don't know what the other wide receivers got.
Look, I'm just saying he's the guy that's leading the team in targets. If he's the one being dropped out of Allen Robinson, it's kind of weird that you would drop the guy that's leading the team in targets, but he has been. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving on. We're on tight ends. Pratt Firemuth, 58 snaps out of 74. Fireproof. 43 in line, 13 in the slot, and 2 wide. He's kind of like his old college buddy, Mike Gesicki. These guys are kind of moved, spread out wide a little bit more than they are in line. 26 routes on 39 Roethlisberger dropbacks, 7 targets for a 20% target share, a 4 for 44, and 1 line. So no Juju, no Ebron. I like that activity there.
Hey, Joey with the stats. Who would you have rest of the season, Dan Arnold or Fireproof?
Dan Arnold.
Yeah, but upside-wise, I like Firemuth just because the passing.
Fireproof.
I honestly
get it right.
Yeah, and I think Fireproof, just going to stick with the bit, has more upside than Dan Arnold, though. T-Law, he's going to have good days. He's going to have bad days as a rookie, but Roethlisberger, if he continues to throw to him and pepper him with 7 targets, I like Fireproof for upside.
Nice. We never really talk about defenses. Any defensive streamers? Just pick one that you choose for this week.
Saints actually might be available. They faced the Bucs last week, so I feel like a lot of people might have cut the Saints.
They are available in our league playing Atlanta, so that's a good start.
Well, I like Atlanta for that purpose because Taysom's coming back from an injury and coming right into starting. He hasn't been taking a lot of reps, so that could be very, very variant for the Atlanta defense. Like, they're not thought of. That would be one of my gut calls. Green Bay against turnover-prone Mahomes right now is another one. Despite them not having really a good secondary in Chicago this week.
Yeah, I'll pick probably. I hate to do this, but the Patriots against my Panthers, because we saw the last time Sam Darnold was playing against the Patriots. He does have a concussion.
Though.
Yeah, but we don't even know if he's gonna. I mean, the Patriots are on waivers on our league, so
that's what I'm saying. That's an obvious pickup, because they're going against Darnold.
Yeah.
That's an obvious one.
But you know why that doesn't play? Even if he doesn't play, that's even worse because then you got PJ Walker or someone going against.
I'd rather have PJ Walker than Darnold.
I don't even know.
He was a preseason, didn't he?
Yeah, he was in the what was it? It was not Arena League.
XFL. No, XFL.
It was the XFL revamp, the XFL 2.0. He killed that in that thing.
I do want to see what he has. I mean, we haven't seen too much of him.
The only thing against New England, though, as a pickup is if McCaffrey does play, because that will help Darnold.
I think we got to give it another week or two.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's the only argument I would have against New England this week if McCaffrey's activated, because it would help Darnold immensely.
All right, Joey, just pick your kicker of the week, and we're good to go.
I'm not.
Boom, boom, kicker of the week.
All right, Joey, come on.
But I do have other tight ends to look at. Big Foff, again, if Waller gets held out again, because that ankle injury was a little serious. So I kept Foff, and I call him Foff because that's his IG name. But Foster Moreau, Albert O cut into Noah Fant. I will say this: you guys need to hear these stats for Noah Fant owners, because Albert O cut into Fant's production immensely this past week. Fant only ran one route this past week. One route. That means he was stayed in to block a whole lot. And 21 of Teddy's dropbacks, Albert O ran 12 routes. So he routed Fant 12-1 this past week. So Albert O is a name to monitor. I wouldn't necessarily say pick up, but something to monitor with you Fant owners.
Also, Fant is hurt, isn't that? Or he's on the COVID list now.
Yeah, that's another thing. So Albert O, that's a sneaky pickup, kind of like a Zay Jones for this Henry Ruggs situation. Tyler Conklin's been getting more and more work if he's available. Mo Alley Cox is an upside pick, as Joseph very much knows. And Evan Ingram, he's actually out there quite a bit.
Yeah, but is he doing anything?
He caught a touchdown, and he got a couple catches late in the game. So it was like 2 or 3 catches for something in a touchdown.
That's true.
Yeah, he had an okay game.
Yeah.
He was rumored to get traded, which would have been nice, but nope, still on the Giants.
Right. TNF.
Let me give you my kicker of the week. Boom, boom, kicker of the week. Jason Sanders, Miami Dolphins.
Of course, pick your own kicker, right?
Who are they playing? Oh, Houston? Yeah, I can see that.
They're going to drive down the field, and they're going to score.
Oh, two more little, I guess I had highlighted notes here because Brian is the, watch out for injury king. Najee, I think I brought up the pace that Derrick Henry was on with those number of carries, right? A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I have a pace for Najee Harris. So this might be worrying Najee Harris owners. Najee's on pace for 311 carries and 90 catches. Are you worried with the volume that he's been getting?
I told you I was worried about CMC. I felt like he was going to get injured. I was right. Derrick Henry, bad game. Got injured. I was right. Najee will be fine.
You think he's getting, if not the same volume, if not more volume than Derrick Henry, because he's more involved in the passing game.
He's young, man. He can handle it.
Okay. Right.
He can handle it.
All right. The last note.
Balaj might be a good ad, like just in case. There's not many handcuffs left.
I was thinking about that. No, that's the reason why I brought it up. I think any handcuff to Najee is a valid pickup at this point. But Alex Collins, I heard got wind of Chris Carson due to Pete Carroll's regular appearance on a local radio show in Seattle, said that he wasn't sure that Chris Carson would be coming back to play this season.
Hey, breaking news. Henry Ruggs released by the Raiders.
There it is.
I called it.
Confirmed.
Yeah, just got it here as well.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, I just got it as well on Twitter as well from the Raiders. Exactly. So there you go. I think Zay Jones is definitely a pickup. Brian Edwards, if he's out there, is a speculative ad, but I think Zay Jones is the main guy to pick up tonight.
I think it sucks, man. Imagine you're a player and this all happens.
His trajectory was on the way up. He was playing well this year.
Yeah.
He showed flashes to why they drafted him number 1. But Alex, okay, back to Chris Carson. So Pete Carroll couldn't put a timeline on it. He wasn't sure if he could play this season, dealing with a chronic neck injury. Not to say that he will not come back, but I will say that Alex Collins will be a thing the rest of the way. amongst the other running backs like Travis Homer, Rashad Penny, but Alex Collins could be a mainstay just because of that.
Yeah, he's definitely, if he's on your waivers, you got to pick him up now. But
Bro, that's like another like Raiders draft bust. Like
it's the Raiders. What do you expect?
Farrell, I heard they were trying to trade Farrell like already, Clendon Farrell or whatever.
He's actually a very good run defender. He does what he's supposed to do, but he wasn't worth a fourth overall pick. But he's been working up the depth chart. I think he's the main backup to Crosby or Yannick, whatever side, and he's a great run defender. So
they should move him inside. Why are they even?
Should. I think they should too. He's more athletic. I think he can be something inside. Hopefully, he makes the switch at some point. But who knows? You're onto something, Brian. I appreciate that.
Damn,
all right, Thursday night matchup.
Can you imagine if you're like an athlete and like you're on top of the world, like, you know,
that's what I was saying.
Literally out of nowhere, it's like not only you get released, like now you're facing jail time. I heard it's 2 to 20 years you could be facing.
Well, you definitely should be facing the minimum of 2 because, I mean, Michael Vick killed dogs and he only got 2 years, which was actually the extreme penalty for dog fighting.
Oh, is it extreme?
Everyone's like so much more sensitive now. Like they don't want any kind of bad publicity, bad news on your team. Like who happened to do?
Yeah, they had no choice.
One email and you're fired and his career's over.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Deshaun Watson's still not. I guess he's too good of a player that they don't want to say.
There's an ongoing investigation. There's still no proof that he did. There's no clear proof that he actually murdered somebody because he drunk drove. Like that's a big difference than alleged.
Well, I remember the Aaron Hernandez thing. Patriots released him just based off rumors. It wasn't even confirmed at that point.
But again, like killing people though, like someone lost their life.
Yeah, even if you're rumored to have killed someone,
like that's different. Like I mean, I'm not saying
Ray Lewis.
That still hasn't been confirmed, man.
That shit no, he killed someone, man. Like
the 2 people that took the rep were the ones that I looked that up again. Like actually, the 2 people that got time for it were gloating about stabbing someone. Like they were vocal about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's why I have a hard time believing people still believe Ray Lewis killed somebody when the 2 people that went down for it were overheard by the limo driver of Ray Lewis's limo, saying that these 2 people were gloating.
Oh, wait, so it was Ray Lewis's limo driver that was saying it?
No, overheard 2 people, the 2 people that are now in jail right now.
Yeah, but
we're gloating about stabbing someone. So like
Ray Lewis's limo driver. So he's obviously has a person whose interest that he wants to protect, right?
This is all public record. This is all what I read, man. This is what I read.
He could have hated Ray Lewis. Who knows?
Who knows, man?
Come on, man. You do know, like Ray Lewis probably cut him a check. I heard with the Puff Daddy incident, like in 2000, when like him and like the rapper Shine, and they're all like whole gunshots or whatever. Puff Daddy actually told his limo driver, "Take my gun. Police is coming. I'll give you $50,000 right now."
Well, I mean, even in the Biggie reenactment when the Notorious B.I.G. movie, and also like in some of the documentaries that I've heard, like you know. Like there was discussions of when things were going down that like they wanted to make sure people were covered. So I'm not lying that doesn't happen. I'm sure it does. That people need to take a fall for somebody, but who knows, man?
And we went full gangster within a few minutes, man. We went from football to like.
And that's why it's the mafia, right? This is the fantasy football mafia after all.
That's right.
We talk about gangster
shit.
We cover our opening intro to like California Love.
Oh, hopefully we could get the rights to it so we can put it out. But we get a bill every month if we did that.
For real.
I don't want to contribute to their royalties.
Jets Colts Thursday night.
Start Mike White.
You think?
I don't know. Oh, and Showdown. He's definitely playable.
He's probably super cheap. I mean, for a quarterback,
he's the starter. They're going to price him up. I'm sure he's going to be priced up.
If I had to pick a captain, I'd probably pick Michael Pittman.
Yeah, of course you would.
Yeah, well, I think if it's going to be a passing game now that Mike White's there, the offense should be a little bit better so it can be more competitive. And
he's just the thing is like he dumped it a lot to the running backs, and the running backs just did something with it.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's better.
It's not giving him too much credit. If he dumped it off and they tackled him right away, Mike White's not the big hero like everyone think he is.
Dude, did you hear about the guy that? Did you hear about that New York guy that he's like I think 35 store owner who put I think $100 on 125 to 1 that Mike White would finish the week as the top quarterback in passing yards.
Like,
125K, dude.
Yeah,
it's insane.
That should be hired by the CIA or something because he had like intel, like deep intel. I don't know. How do you make that bet?
I'm shocked that they even had him in the field. Usually, like they list about 50 quarterback, or not 50 because there's not 50 quarterbacks starting, but like they'll list the top 20 quarterbacks, and then the last option is the field, and it's usually like the average of all those quarterbacks, right? So I'm shocked that they even listed Mike White with odds.
When you get that, not only him, but when you go under DraftKings and you see people who like literally nailed every pick, like their entire team scored like 200 points. Do you think it's luck or it's skill?
There's a lot of luck involved in fantasy, dude. Yeah. We all know that there's luck involved in fantasy. Come on.
But it's like a lottery ticket.
Yeah, it's like
everybody feels good about their lineup before the game. Like you feel like you've nailed your research done.
No, but like some of these guys, when you look at it, they put like the 5th string wide receiver, and you're like, how did you know?
No, it's like about that.
Like no one even thought about.
It's not even about that. It's about getting because you can make anybody a tournament play for DFS purposes. There's a narrative behind every play. And it's all a long shot. There's no real like rhyme or reason to it, except the fact that if you nail a stack, like if in this situation, if you played Mike White, Michael Carter, and Jamison Crowder with a Joe Mixon bring back, you only have to get that game right. You're already halfway done with your lineup. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Instead of getting 9 things right in your lineup, you stack certain things and stack a game. You only have to get 3 to 4 things right, and you're okay. And that's mostly what a lot of these people are doing. They're not really getting 9 different players right, and that's just extreme luck.
Yeah, it's true too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I mean, back to this matchup. Pittman obviously is a good start. Jonathan Taylor's obviously a great start. We talk about streamers? Would you guys stream a Carson Wentz? Like,
oh man, I thought you were about to say my boy Nyheim Hines. He's going to be my sneaky captain. That's going to be unowned.
Oh, okay.
Because of passing down work. I think he's popped in recent years. He's had 2 or 3 big games. I think this could be a prime spot for him.
Who'd you try to trade Hines for me for?
I think it was just an addition in a trade.
Who were you trying to get again? Was it Henderson?
I think it was involved in the Chuba deal, which doesn't seem that bad because Chuba's been so bad, given all the volume he gets.
They're giving it now to Amir Abdullah and Royce Freeman getting
they're even giving other guys off the street more looks, just as many.
Amir Abdullah looked really good. I mean,
he did. They do like him. They do like him. So anyway, Brian, moving on.
Well, yeah, Carson Wentz. Would you those other quarterbacks you mentioned earlier? Would you put them in the mix or not even consider? Yeah. Would you put him over Teddy Bridgewater, Wentz, or Bridgewater?
This week against the Jets, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they might need to pass the ball, like I was saying. So it might be pretty interesting.
I mean, it could be a Jonathan Taylor week where he just shreds New York Jets defense. But, I mean, and this is also like I think recently, just looking at the Cincinnati Bengals, for instance, they are on a high beating the Baltimore Ravens, and they come down to earth. New York Jets are on a high. They should come back down to earth. So this could be just a blowout for the Colts. Very well be, just because of that big emotional win.
And the Jets side, are you starting anyone not named Michael Carter?
Crowder.
Yeah.
Is Corey Davis hurt?
He might play. I don't know what's the latest news on him.
Yeah, well, I guess you got to sit and wait for him because, I mean, he's definitely viable. And then, I mean, you got to still, for DFS showdown, like, look at Ty Johnson. But I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would click that button. I don't know if I would click it. That would be tough.
All right, who's your captains for DFS purposes?
Colts side: Pittman, Taylor, Hines.
Got to pick one. Pick one captain.
Yeah, we gotta go with one.
Oh well, I'm gonna go with my under the radar pick, and I'm gonna say Nyheim Hines.
That's actually a good pick. I like that pick. I'll go with Michael Carter.
I'm going Michael Pittman.
I like them all.
Not biased. Opinions on Chubb. Should I look to trade him? No, I mean, he's a viable starting running back unless your team is sucking right now and you really need to make a move. Then, yeah. But if you're okay, Like you're just worried that he hasn't had great games. Like his games will come. He's a viable starting running back who's going to get lots of volume, and the offense is going to get better. I mean, Mayfield's been banged up and all sorts of things. So
he does have a difficult playoff schedule, so it's definitely viable to trade him. But at the same time, if he's healthy, the line's healthy. If the Cleveland Browns get healthy, because they're hurting right now, then they can rush on any defense. They've proven that. So, but his playoff schedule isn't the best. I'll just add that.
Did we pick our winners for Colts Jets?
No, let's do that real quick. Pick them.
Colts. Lately on Thursday night, we all agree with that they fucking lose, but
yeah, I'm going Colts.
Bum, 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 bum. I'm going Colts.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go Colts. That wasn't even a remote. Oh, I guess I could do a quick recap of our pick'ems last week. Yeah. Should we? I forgot to do that. Justin, I'm surprised you're not here, man. But Justin tied our leader this week, which was Yosef, with 10 correct pick'ems. So we do not have to give up the podcast.
He beat us, though.
I will get. Well, he might replace us.
He could join me. He could join me. You guys just.
So maybe Friday night, Justin, if you're there, I'll definitely give you another shout out since I don't see you today. But yeah, you got 10 correct. Yosef got 10.
He didn't pick the Jets, huh?
No one picked the Jets. None of us picked the Jets. Not even with Justin. No, he didn't even get that right. So
yeah.
Brian got 9. I got 8. So the final total, Yosef gained some ground, at least 1 point. Brian is still in the lead with 79. Yosef was 75. I have 76. So I'm still in second, even despite you.
How bad did I do that week that I'm so behind?
You did pretty bad. I think you got 6 correct.
Should we have a bet? Loser, whoever's third, buys first place a box of pizza.
Too late. That.
Oh god! What do you mean too late? I'm only 3 games ahead.
Look off this guy, please.
I mean,
Jesus, dude.
Adolf Hitler Nazi Party, kill all Jews forever.
Oh, jeez. Please,
damn, take Ryan, you take offense to that or what?
I mean, the guy's a lonely fucking guy. But what else you want to say?
Yeah, no, there's.
We're not talking about UDXMXZ.
Yeah.
I'll trade him. I'll trade Nick Chubb. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay.
I'll tell you that right now.
Getting any catches, my other running back is Najee. I need another receiver. So who would you trade Chubb for, Brian? Which kind of receiver?
Keenan Allen, I feel like is a name.
For Diggs.
I don't know if you can get Diggs.
I mean, Chubb's still Chubb's a premier running back. I think it's still worth a question. But I mean, I would try to get a big guy like Diggs. But yeah, Keenan Allen's, I guess. I think you're kind of downgrading yourself. Mike Williams.
Hopkins, maybe you can get it.
No, don't go D-Hop. I'm out
of D-Hop. Been playing good. Hopkins hasn't been playing good either. I think it's a viable trade.
He has Keenan already.
Okay, well, forget what I said. But DeAndre Hopkins, I feel like is a good name.
Well, I just think Diggs owners are like myself, because I have Diggs in several leagues. I'm not pleased with what he's been doing. So I think it's worth an offer. I don't think you're gonna get Jamar Chase, bro. With Wade Chubb.
No,
not a Jamar Chase.
You know who's another name? Justin Jefferson.
J. Jeff is like a Diggs. Like he just hasn't hit that full throttle yet. So target those kind of receivers that have unrealized potential.
Metcalf's with someone else.
What was that?
CeeDee Lamb, Metcalf. Those
Metcalf's on bye, so it'll be an odd trade to do that this week, but definitely viable.
What I do, I just offer them to everyone. Just send the trade out. Whoever accepts it first, just get it.
Yeah. I would say
if you had to pick one receiver, though, just give him one. Make it easy for him.
Justin Jefferson.
I'm saying Diggs.
Yeah. I don't think he'll give up Diggs. That's the thing.
I'm going Hopkins. So get one of those 3.
What if the Diggs owner, I don't know if he would ever get this, but what if he had Henry somehow? I don't think that would have happened because Diggs is
find out who had Henry. That would be great.
That'd be a big play, because especially if you're trying to get rid of Chubb. I mean, look at the Henry owner. That would be my biggest thing. I'll give it up
Chubb and Boyd for Chase and Chase Edmonds. There's no close to accepting it. Should I?
Yeah, do that trade.
Yeah.
Do that trade. Yes.
You can do it. You can do it.
Do that trade. I like Chase Edmonds. I really do.
Speaking of Diggs, Azealia Lagoro. I traded Diggs and Gronk for Hollywood Brown and Kelsey. Who won?
Well, the way that
other guy
Gronk has
won.
been out of the lineup and he's getting old, I kind of like the Hollywood Brown Kelsey part of it.
Yeah, man, he raped you with no condom. Sorry, man.
You like the
The
Diggs.
best of us. Yosef raped me twice.
I did.
You
Yeah,
like the Diggs Gronk side, Brian?
I like the Brown and Kelsey side.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going Brown and Kelsey as well.
It's a
I mean,
good-
I don't know what
good
your
job.
team structure is like, but
Wait, no, he received.
oh no,
Yeah,
no,
Hollywood Brown and
Brown
Kelsey.
and
He
So you
got-
raped him.
yeah. I
I
like.
raped this, not the rapee.
Oh god,
Yeah,
dude,
sorry.
stop with the rape stuff, please. Stop.
Sorry, I have to say, yeah, the Diggs and Gronk I like better than Hollywood Brown and Kelsey. Is that what you're trying to say?
What?
Who?
I like the Diggs and Gronk side better than the
Oh,
Brown.
me and Brian are saying the other side.
I like the Brown and Kelsey.
Yeah, me too. I like Brown and Kelsey side over Gronk.
Okay,
But should
so
I be
you-
worried about Kelsey not yet?
No, not yet.
No. He's a
can
tight
figure
end. Like
it
we
out.
can't get better tight ends. Like
Yeah.
I mean, there's Hawkinson who's great, but you have Kelsey. Like stick with him. Like there's many tight ends that are doing bad. Like and Kelsey's bound to get his targets, catches, and such. They'll fix it.
The only way I would consider getting rid of Kelsey if you somehow had like a Henry on your team, like you need to amplify, get a running back with a lower tight end, then yeah, go do that. But I don't. Kelsey was a first round pick in a lot of drafts. So I don't think you would have Henry and Kelsey on the same team, unless it was an auction draft, perhaps. But yeah.
Do we go through our jabronis yet? And
Oh yeah. So real quick on that,
our trick or treat?
I did not do well on the treat side. Gainwell and T-Law did not hit projection, so that didn't work out for me. But jabronis, I barely hit on Evans despite his one touchdown that he had, but he only had like 2 or 3 catches, so didn't hit projection. Danny Dimes also didn't hit projection despite having 2 touchdowns, but he did throw a pick. Didn't have a lot of rushing, so that helped on my jabroni or pump the brakes on. So I went 2 of 4. Yosef, Joe Mixon was your only hit.
Really?
Yeah, great game.
Higgins?
CPAT, huh?
Higgins the good? Oh, he had that one long catch at the end, huh?
Yeah, but he was I think he like matched the projection, but like dude, he was close twice of scoring. So like I'm not gonna give you that. Like he literally was on the red zone. Like I'm not gonna give you that. And Brian also like me, but you missed 3 Goodfellas or treats because he was bold enough to say Zach Moss and Khalil Herbert were both gonna go off. So you get a double whammy of a loss.
Herbert was doing good, man. What happened?
He was. He just couldn't get the touchdown, and then
That's the Fields'
Niners-
whack.
So what happens is Justin Fields went over 100 yards. And
No, he screwed another player, man. Allen Robinson, he screwed. Herbert, he screwed.
And you tried to go against me with saying that Danny Dimes was a good fella or a treat, but I hit on that one. But you also obviously got the King Henry one right, and you got the Kirk Cousins right over Yosef's good fella or treat of Kirk Cousins.
Oh, yeah, I was going against with Yosef. Oh, wait a second.
I told there was a condition. If Prescott didn't play, I was going to take Cousins off. So
I literally picked Cousins just because Yosef picked him up, and he's just such bad luck. I'm like, all right, there we go.
That's true too. I almost put Emmanuel Sanders as a good fellow too, or as a treat, but thank God I didn't. Yeah, he was bad.
So
Sorry
Brian
for
pretty much brought our averages down because he took an extra person, but our jabronis were pretty good. We went 4 of 6 on our jabronis.
You can pick those.
Yo, man,
jabronis,
I called Derrick Henry as a jabroni. That's literally taking my big balls and putting them on the dinner table. Like, you gotta have balls.
We did on that one. We did.
Yeah, man. I nailed
That's why
that.
you guys watching right now, you should like, subscribe, and follow us because
Gomez,
giving you
Azalea, please
updated
like and
knowledge.
subscribe. Come on now.
Should I trade Kelsey, Hollywood Brown, and Boston Scott for Mark Andrews and Eckler? I need a better RB2. I have Zeke, Javante, Tony Pollard, and Boston Scott. All right, I need to read that again. Should I trade Kelsey?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'd do that. If you really need a backup or a better RB2, since Javante is not getting the full workload yet.
No, I'll definitely do that.
Yeah, I like Eckler enough to do that.
Yeah,
Take Boston Scott out. I mean, it doesn't matter if you give Boston. I mean, I don't. But basically, Kelsey and Brown for Mark Andrews, Eckler. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
yeah, I'll do it.
I agree with that.
Yep.
Jackophis.
Michael Carter or Eli Mitchell. That's a tough one, man. Try to get them both, but like because you can block other people.
What are you looking at? Are you looking at 8-man league? Like, how are they available?
Yeah, but I'd pick up Eli Mitchell. I mean, he's looking so good.
Yeah, I go
Eli
Mitchell's
Carter,
the-
once Zach Wilson comes back, I mean, he's probably going to go back to just a runner. So, yeah, Eli Mitchell.
I agree. Eli Mitchell's priority over Michael Carter.
Yeah, he had one good game, man. Let's not overreact.
Yeah.
You know what we need to do? An overreaction Monday or an underreaction Monday?
We should do that.
But we don't have a Monday show right now.
Tuesday.
Well, here we go. Overreaction, Michael Carter.
Overreaction.
Overreaction.
Yeah. Oh, I got to look up a few players who can do it. Underreaction
we're already
on
at
Travis
over an
Kelce. That's a good one. Travis Kelce. Under or over?
That's overreaction. I think it'll be fine.
I mean, you're like we've always said, you're not going to get much. You're not going to get better than Kelce. You're just not.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
That's not an overreaction. It's he's definitely turned the ball over way too many times. And I think he has like 12 picks or more, something like that. Last like it's crazy.
I would trade him if I was Mahomes owner. Especially if you're losing, you can get so much for Mahomes still, even with the bad production. Like you can get pretty good players in return. So
Bro, I tried trading him with Andrew. Andrew wanted like my whole team as usual.
he's the worst to trade with. You can't trade with.
I can't hate Andrew trading with him.
Well, at least he entertains trades. I'll say that because the other guys just
Yeah, at least there's that.
What do you mean? He pisses you off. He's like, "Oh, give me your whole team." It's like I'd rather not even have him respond.
He just pisses you off.
I haven't had that many bad conversations with Andrew when I talk about trades, but maybe it's because of you.
Six-man
You
league.
try to,
Probably.
yeah, it's a 6-man league. Wow, man. But yeah, Michael, I would go with Eli Mitchell still. Jaquavius?
Uh,
Gainwell overreaction. 2.7 points.
No, it's not an overreaction.
No, yeah, not
That can definitely happen pretty much every week.
Nick Chubb. 7.9.
Overreaction.
Oh.
He's not healthy.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton. 6 points. 2 receptions. 40 yards.
Hey, look, Washington football team's defense has played better the last 3 weeks. Their pressures have gone up. Their sack totals have gone up. Washington defense could potentially be a streaming defense down the stretch. So mark my words if you on that, but I've just seen their pressures go up. So not shocking that Cortland Sutton had a dud game.
So
Because even Noah Fant had to stay in the block. That tells you something right there, right? Noah Fant only ran one route. He had to stay in the block and help out.
Yeah, it was a weird game. Here's a good one. Mike Williams. 2 receptions, 19 yards. And this is, I think, his second straight dud game, if I'm wrong.
He also had a dud game against the Raiders. These kind of things will happen with Mike Williams. But
personally, I'm still not a fan of Mike Williams. I feel like he's just overachieving right now.
I don't think he's an overreaction, though. I think in that offense, he's still a main guy, but he's going to have dud weeks.
When I think about Mike Williams, I think about like a 40-yard bomb. He jumps over everyone, catches it, comes down injured, and he's done for the next 2 games. And then he comes back and gets like 2 catches. And like that's literally what I think of him, you know?
The same type of player is, I think I compare him to like a Michael Pittman too. They're both like guys that go up and get jump balls, right? Who would you rather have rest of the way, Michael Pittman or Mike Williams?
Rest of the way?
Michael Pittman.
Yeah, because
you're so biased, Joseph.
No, yeah, he's definitely biased. But
I mean,
feel like Keenan Allen is still like number 1 on that team.
I mean, 3 out of the 4.
He's number 1 on that team.
Is he?
Yeah, exactly. And 3 out of the 4.
If I'm offering you a trade right now, who would you rather have, Keenan Allen or Mike Williams?
This Chargers offense is not looking that potent lately. Like against
I
good
still rather
matchups.
Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I still rather like Keenan Allen. I can't be that biased there.
Yeah,
but three of the last 4 for Mike Williams have been under 5 points.
Three of the last 4.
That fourth game was against the Raiders, right? 4 weeks without their bye.
That was the first game, and then the second game we had a good game,
and then
he
these
last 2.
Yeah.
Speaking of Michael Pittman, overreaction on Michael Pittman, killing it lately. Past 2 games, 20 points, 30 points.
He's clearly Carson Wentz's number 1, so I don't think it's an overreaction, but I don't think he's going to have 10 catches.
How about Darren Waller sucking? Overreaction or underreaction?
Overreaction.
He's really just sucking.
Yeah, like
he's not going to suck the rest of the way. He's still going to get targets, especially now. Huh?
How many good games has he had?
Only 1.
Wow. Hey, Afrax. How's it going, man?
He's going to get it going.
Hey, Christian.
What's up?
Oh, I think Hawkinson is the most consistent tight end this year so far.
Oh, he's had a couple dud weeks. What do you mean?
Yeah, so I mean, like 2 or 3 straight. But then after that, it's been great. After his knee got healthy, he's been good. But tight ends are so hard to predict. Like we thought Kelsey was gonna he was like a no-brainer, consistent.
Then I drafted him. You know how bad of luck I have. The Brian Curse lives on.
I almost drafted him. Maybe I should have. I don't know.
You
Look at my draft. It's so
you think
bad.
it's a coincidence? Me and Yosef for years, we've always been arguing who has worse luck, me or him. For years, we've always been saying this. The players that me and Yosef have both had, Allen Robinson, worst year of his career. Calvin Ridley took a break, couldn't handle the pain of being like owned by both of us. Who else?
I had Robbie Anderson. We both had Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, literally, didn't he get knocked out this game?
Oh yeah, he got literally knocked out.
Yeah, he got knocked out. That's the power of Yosef and Brian.
Yeah, I don't ever own any of the players we own. Afrat, what do you guys think of my trade? What was your trade? What was it?
No, I can't see your trade.
We will tell you our honest opinion.
Yeah, you lost. He raped you, man.
We didn't see his trade yet, but yeah.
Atlanta Braves won their next. What is it? Their
they won
first World Series title since 1995, guys.
Oh, they won the World Series?
They won today. Oh, there's more information from Adam Schefter saying that Henry Ruggs now faces 2 felony charges in the car crash.
Dude,
he's gonna go to jail, man. Did you hear what happened to the girl though?
She died.
I just know the girl.
But how it happened?
No.
She was stuck in the car, and the car burned, and she couldn't get out.
I know that. I knew something happened with the car because it was like incinerated. Like the car was on fire. That's crazy.
That's a horrible way to die.
Yeah, man. Fuck, bro. I hope he goes to jail, bro. Like you're a multi-millionaire. I'm assuming he just wanted to look cool, drive his Lambo out the club or some shit like that.
Here's the trade. I traded Deontay Woods and Mitchell for Cup.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
That's a big trade.
I mean, I like Deontay.
I love Deontay too.
Targets.
You gave up Woods. A lot, and if this is a standard 10 or 12 team league, that's a lot to give up for Cup. But I wouldn't.
No, he got Mitchell, who's a good running back. What are you talking about?
No, he's traded.
He gave up Deontay Woods and Mitchell. Yeah, that's a lot to give up.
Yeah, dude, you got fucking booty raped on that one.
Look, he has good receivers. Who's your running backs though? Because you just got rid of a really good running back.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have great. I think Deontay and Woods is fair for Cup. Like Cup can outproduce those guys, but like if you're giving up Mitchell, he probably like worst your RB2. I mean, hopefully you have a solid RB1. It's a 13-man league. That's weird.
13 man.
Oh wow. He probably has an RB1 if that's the case. If his wait, Jamar Chase.
He has Chase, Samuel, and Judy. He has really good receivers.
Well, he has Najee, and Saquon's coming back. It's actually not a bad trade.
How is that possible in a 13-man league?
He must have.
Probably. I mean, Booker.
How many idiots you have in your league?
Booker and Mitchell, he got off waivers probably.
Yeah, Booker and Mitchell got.
Surprised we even lost.
But to have Jamar Chase and Cup with Najee and then Saquon coming back, dude, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, 6-1, you're fine. Like I would have made the trade if you're 6-1. I would have just kept my team, but I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, but I will say this: since you gave up a bunch of players, pick up Najee's handcuff right now because if he goes down, you lost Mitchell. I think, you need to handcuff Najee crazy right now. So Afract, good trade overall, considering your roster construction the way it looks, especially if Saquon plays next week. But go pick up handcuffs, please, for Najee.
Yeah, he had a good draft. Good, nice luck. You should give us some of that luck, man.
Yeah, like and subscribe, big dog.
Yeah, please do. Nelly Nell, like a rapper name. Do you think I could use my waiver slot as leverage for a trade? Yeah, that's what Brian does all the time.
Does the league allow it?
Yeah, your league has to allow it.
Oh, okay. He actually trade your waiver slot?
Are you able to do something like that?
I think he's saying.
I think in other leagues, I think people. I don't think it's collusion or anything, but some people could. It's like saying, like, "Hey, who do you want on waivers? I'll pick them up, and then trade.
Yeah, that's what I did with Joseph before. I'm like, hey, I'll get whoever. Yeah, but if you could, and you get him,
why not?
The guy's not bullshitting you. I'll 100% do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's what I.
Yeah, exactly. So he's doing exactly what I said.
Yeah. No, I'll
definitely do that. It's a good move.
It's a good move.
You're the best, man.
Because you're basically giving up some. You're not giving up anything.
Oh shucks, you're so kind.
I'm blushing.
You're actually kind of are. You turned a little red.
That's just my natural complexion.
Yeah, I was about to ask, man. Are you feeling okay?
You got
I
the
just
vid?
took a nap right before I got on, so I'm like still dizzy, and I took like migraine medication.
Must be nice.
Dang. Thoughts on Saquon? I feel that has a top 5 upside. Of course he does. He was top running back that works 3 and 4 when he was fully healthy, but that is my opinion. What's yours, full PPR? I mean, he had the upside still there. Anybody else?
I feel like when he comes back, they're gonna take it slow again.
Yeah.
Well, the smart move. Yeah, for sure. But
I said before, Saquon's a great trade for candidate because they're gonna ease him into it, and then he blew up. They can do the same thing again. Start him off slow.
But I think down the stretch for like playoffs, especially if this guy has Najee, like as him as his like RB2, so to speak, like that's huge upside for an RB2.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say top 5, but
definitely
going
top
back to the beginning of the year,
RB1.
Yeah, going back to the beginning of the year, I said Saquon is my jabroni of the year for this exact reason. He was going to get hurt. And he was going to get hit a lot.
Injury stuff. I can't stop. I can't.
That was the reason I gave.
He's going to get hurt.
Yeah, but you got to take that into consideration.
Yeah, it happens. It's the NFL. He gets hurt every year, and it's
annoying.
Melly Nell saying Saquon hasn't played a full season.
Let's end this because I can't comprehend that.
But no, if you like
injuries.
Who's a great player who's just
here's the thing, Brian. No, look at it this way. This is the other side of the coin. Is you can make that argument about any player.
If
they get hurt, they suck. Of course they do. They get hurt. What do you mean?
Yeah, but you wouldn't a guy who's injury prone. You won't draft him like in the first round. You'd be iffy to who's the guy who's
you wouldn't draft Christian McCaffrey in the first round because you think he's injury prone. That's stupid. You're stupid.
Saquon Barkley has been known to get injury prone.
But, if he goes back to what he did his rookie year, which is only 3 years ago, like you mean to tell me that's stupid? His upside is still there.
But like, what did you have drafted?
I didn't take Saquon in the first round. I think he was a borderline first round pick, but I wouldn't have faulted anybody for taking him at 12 or 11.
Next year, would you draft McCaffrey at 1?
Yeah, no, Derrick Henry's number 1, even with this ankle injury. Like, are you? Oh yeah. So here's the thing: is Derrick Henry now all of a sudden something that you like with that ankle not that foot not healing right? Are you concerned about that? No, you're still going to take him number 1.
If you remember, I was saying that Henry is getting way too many carries. Like I don't care how big you are. Like you're getting way too much of a punishment. The thing about Najee, when you brought up so many touches,
look, Nelly Nell's making some good points right now. Like Dalvin Cook hasn't finished the season too. Like ever. Like what, you're still taking him number 2 or 3? Like what do you mean? Looking
back on it, did you make did someone make a mistake by drafting him that high?
Every single first round pick is under extreme microscope because you're taking them in the first round. Like Kelsey's played every single game, but he hasn't given you return either. Like, looks like all these picks in like the 3rd, 4th round are the real number 1s. Mike Williams, or he was more like 5th round. Cooper Kupp, Chris Godwin, 3rd, 4th round. Like, those are number 1 picks right now.
Yeah, but like, look at Saquon this year. That's why he dropped because of this injury prone.
Yeah, why did Saquon drop?
He came into the year recovering from the ACL. That was the reason why he slipped. It wasn't because he's injury prone.
That's the reasons I gave. Plus, the offensive line play, he's going to get hurt a lot. He's the number 1 guy. It's like those things you take.
You can't use that in your thinking because if they don't get hurt, then you guys are missing out.
Well, like water. You should put in consideration because it would have helped you this year.
I'm trying to think, but who's the top player who's like just always injured, like throughout the NFL, just in the past few years?
Raheem Mostert. He's the only one that is actually injury prone.
And let's say
Saquon Barkley hasn't played a full game since 2018, a full season. I mean, that's injury prone to me.
Dalvin Cook has never played a full season his whole career. What do you mean? He's been in the league longer.
He's injury prone too.
Dalvin Cook.
He's injury prone. He's definitely injury prone. Like, if you're getting Cook, you have to draft Madison. Like, they go together for that reason.
And the fact is, I see Madison in like 2 of my 8 leagues on the waivers right now. It's insane. I don't get it. Chris Carson's also another one. These running backs are investment. Like, you have to get handcuffs of these players, especially now in the middle of the season. You're in a stretch run. You're doing well. If you do not have handcuffs, you are doing it wrong, and I'm sorry.
Chris Carson, Nelly Nell says that's a good one too. He's always getting hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely. He's hurt now. So
He might not
that's
come
the
back.
thing with running backs as well. Like most of
Halfback
them.
and Nelly Nell. If you were on before, Pete Carroll on his radio show throughout the week did say he doesn't know if Chris Carson will come back. I don't know if you own him at all. It's just something to know that Alex Collins could be a thing the rest of the way. But Chris Carson wants to come back.
Look at all these running backs getting hurt this year. It's crazy. But.
It's the running back position, and even you didn't even have Kareem Hunt on here. He's out with a calf right now. Yeah, man. Joe Mixon might be next. Najee Harris could be next. He's getting so much volume. He's prone to get hurt because he's out there every single snap, and he gets passing work. He's getting more exposure to hits.
I feel like passing work is a little bit different because you got defensive backs tackling
he's still exposed to getting hurt. It doesn't matter how hard the hit is. He can just fall wrong and get hurt.
I don't disagree with you, but it's a little bit different when the 300-pound guy is bringing you down versus like a defensive back, I feel like.
Your argument is collapsing on itself because if you're just arguing about injuries and just think injuries are all the same, it's no matter what you're doing, you can. Saquon Barkley stepped on his teammate's foot. Are you kidding me?
Because he's injury prone. End
this thing right now, please. End this right now. I can't deal with
this. An average NFL player? No, because Barkley's injury prone.
I can't deal with this. Raheem Mostert fell off a bench. Like I don't even know what he did.
Yeah, Mixon has been hurt, but he just came back.
Yeah, Samaje Perine did start a game, I believe, right? He sprained an ankle on Thursday Night Football against the Jags. I remember that game.
Surprisingly, he came
ruined
back.
My damn showdown slate, too, because of Nixon. Damn you.
That's the things we talked about earlier in the draft, though. We were talking about not drafting, going with the non-running back route, like Brian was saying, because of this situation. Running backs get hurt all the time. It's like bound to happen. And you can always pick one up. So, honestly, going into next season, I'm putting this in my head, like, I can always pick up a running back later on, trade for one.
I went 0 RB strategy in all my leagues. My first 2 picks often were because most of my draft spot was like near the end of the first round. So I had Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs. They didn't pan out this year. But if they were anything like they were last year, I'd be in first place. Like I went 0 RB. I didn't draft a running back till round 3 to 5. My main running backs that I got throughout the year, because I drafted a week prior to Gus Edwards getting hurt, but I had Gus Edwards and D Hendo. I would have been sitting pretty with that as my framework, but I just didn't get lucky. Like my guys didn't produce. Gus Edwards ended up going down. My main guy is D Hendo, and that's all I got.
I went with the 0 running back strategy. I didn't draft a running back till the 4th and the 5th round or 4th and the 6th.
And who'd you get?
DeAndre Swift and Henderson.
Yeah, I literally
ruined my draft just by trading with Joseph. I literally ruined my team just by trading with this guy.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, but the 0 RB strategy does work, especially just because that running back position is so volatile with injuries. Use that for your advantage for future seasons, but I'm going to keep deploying it until proven otherwise.
Yeah, and addressing this, like that we were talking about Balaj earlier, might be worth a pick up now. But like Brian was saying, Najee is really young, but who knows? Anyone can get it.
I think you can handle it.
Injuries don't discriminate in the NFL. Come on now.
Yeah, we right. Would you trade CMC for Cook and I also get Madison? Ooh.
Well, Cook and Madison, yeah, why not?
Yeah, you basically cover yourself, and Madison's a better handcuff than what's his name, Chuba is. So, but I do like CMC a little bit better than Cook, but it's like,
but he's out for another week.
You need someone right now. Yeah.
Cook. Do it. Yeah. He might be out.
Rock out, like and subscribe. Rock out.
Please like and subscribe, y'all.
Nelly Nell. My first 2 picks were receivers.
Nice.
Tyreek
and Diggs. He's like me. I mean, it just hasn't panned out for us. Tyreek has had pop weeks, but Diggs doesn't really fully panned out.
What are your thoughts on Michael Thomas? Here's one for you, Brian. I felt good drafting him with Winston as quarterback because he throws deep, but now Hill is the QB. What should I do going forward?
Well, man, I'll tell you. First off, I feel your pain. I know where you're going through. I've been in deep depression ever since I drafted Michael Thomas as well. I don't even know if he's coming back. Like, do you even think he's coming back this year? I don't even know.
We don't know. We haven't really heard much. He's supposed to come back.
You're treating him like Calvin Ridley right now. No one knows when he's coming back.
Yeah, and I'm a Calvin Ridley owner. Like, this is fucking bullshit.
But with Hill at quarterback, I don't think it makes that big of a difference. Like, Michael Thomas is usually like a slant guy, and Hill can get it to him close to the line of scrimmage.
See, I think he's going to do better with Hill because he's not as good of a quarterback, so he's just going to lock onto the main wide receiver. If you're a good quarterback, you can read through the field. If you're a bad quarterback, all you do is stare down your number one, and if he's not open, you're going to run. And I think that's what Hill's going to do. So I think he's going to do great with Hill if he plays.
But also, Hill will vulture him in the red zone too because they still like to run those design Hill power runs. So it's like those in close red zone might not be to Thomas's favor either. So there's some risk there. I went Saquon, then Najee, then Woods. I think I'm assuming his draft.
Not bad. I mean, Najee in the second round is a steal.
Yeah, well, he was going like in that end of first, early second, like between picks 11 through 15, maybe.
I wonder what pick.
Hey, didn't like I forgot. Maybe one of you guys made fun of me for having Najee a little bit higher than like what I should have.
I like Najee going into the.
We got to look at our pre-draft rankings.
I have mine still here.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Did you write ours down?
Let me see what you got. I didn't write yours down. No, I didn't send me yours.
Yeah, we didn't.
Oh, we did it without Joey, I think.
Yeah,
I came on the receiver one, so I didn't go do my running backs with you guys. But
Ellie, no, you and Brian really think alike because I think you did the same thing. You just couldn't trade him to anyone. No one wanted him.
Yeah, I got Swift in the 5th. Yeah, man, Swift was there for me in the 5th too.
Yeah, Thomas's last pick. Fuck, I got him like in the 6th round or 7th round.
I got him in like the 9th or the 10th.
Right,
yeah.
Zeke, Diggs, Kittle, and Jamar.
Jamar Chase at pick 159. So everybody in that league, Azalea, was reading the freaking preseason hype of he drops passes. I gambled on Jamar Chase in a league where I got him as my like 3rd wide receiver in like maybe the 7th or 8th round. So
you should have got Cup before Woods. That's where you screwed up. But you still had a good team.
You know, I remember Yosef actually wanted Cup. He was like, "Oh, please a Cup," and then he ended up with Allen Robinson instead of because Cup got drafted.
It literally went from worst to first. It was like,
wow,
unbelievable. I could have had Cup. Man.
All right, guys, we're almost at an hour and a half. Let's wrap this up soon.
It's crazy because we got all the viewers and questions right at the end. So
that's true.
Hey guys, what the fuck, man?
Michael Thomas might turn out to be my best waiver pickup, if not Pittman. Oh, you picked up Pittman off waivers?
Pickman.
Pickman.
Jesse Pinkman. No, I'm kidding. It's good.
AB in the 12th. That was.
By the way, Brian, if you keep looking away, you sort of look like just a skinnier version of the dude from Breaking Bad. The guy, what's his name? Something Harris. What's his name? Bryan Cranston, the main character. Bryan Cranston, bald dude.
Oh, I think someone did tell me it looked like him.
Yeah, you do a little bit. Look away again. A little bit, does he? Does he a little bit?
Yeah,
Chad, tell me he looks like Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad.
Bryan Cranston had that scruffy beard.
Yeah, he had a beard too, but like skinnier version. Anyway.
All right, anybody's last questions? You're allowed to log off. Like, we give you.
We'll be back Friday night. Rock out, Azalea, Nelly Nell.
Hey, you know what? I just thought about it. Like at the end of the year, we should have like a award show, like best waiver wire pickup, biggest disappointment.
So keep track of yours. Oh yeah, main jabroni of the week. Or we'll try to revisit our rankings and other calls that we made throughout the year to kind of do that in a wrap-up show. I want to do that for sure.
Man,
on top of your head, if you had to give the biggest disappointment award, who would you give it to?
Michael Robinson.
Allen Robinson?
Allen Robinson, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 3rd round pick though. I mean,
CMC. I mean, he's drafted number 1 and he's been healthy for 2 weeks. Like,
we can't count injuries, Joey. Come on.
Oh, I thought you guys are. Okay, you want to do just production? Production-wise, it's been
Hopkins is up there. No, Kelsey's number 1 at his position.
He's not even close. He's not even close to what he was before, especially last night. That was a huge. Like, he looks slow. He doesn't look like he's in sync.
He's giving you. He's in number 1 at his position. There's no way you can do that. Hopkins, I feel like is a good option.
Perchance.
I have to go Allen Robinson. Like you pick someone in the 3rd round, probably a wide receiver 2. In some cases, a wide receiver 1, and he's just so crappy. And he's on waivers.
Yeah, that's
damn. Afrag had a great freaking draft. Debo in the 6th, Jamar Chase in the 7th, and Mark Andrews in the 5th.
He had the draft I wish I had.
I'm convinced this guy came back from the future. Like he went to the future and he saw what was happening. And he went,
Dude, he's seriously, you couldn't run hotter than that. Like Afrak ran the hottest. He ran like the sun. Just put it that way. You ran like the sun in that draft. B-Dubs. Claypool was dropped. Would you drop Bateman for him? I know Brian's answer.
Yeah.
I know 100%. Brian's answer. Yeah.
100%.
But Brian, you're not you call Big Ben noodle arm. Claypool is not the screen guy.
Look, man,
hit or miss.
Yeah, but Juju was out for the season. Like you gotta, there's gonna be some targets.
Fireproof is taking those targets, as we just went over today. With no Abron, no Juju, fireproof over there is fireproof.
I don't think Claypool's that great, but definitely has more.
I think Bateman has more potential. I really do.
Potential, yeah, I agree. Bateman,
but Claypool's the safer pick. Because we've seen it. He's gone 4 touchdowns in a game before. We've seen it happen. Or was it 3 touchdowns in a game? One of those. He had 3 or 4 touchdown game. I know that. But yeah, Claypool's the safer pick. If you're ahead and have more upside, I like Bateman.
Who else do you have? Like, you can't drop anyone else? B-Dubs? Maybe Afrak can help you. He's from the future.
Yeah.
Rock out. Javonte Williams be killing me. Yeah. Oh, if you're starting him, me doesn't beget the work. You should be getting. Yeah, dude, I agree. Like, if he would be getting the work, he'd be doing great. Like,
trust me, Joseph and I are waiting for the day Javonte gets 70% of the carries. But he's not going to when Melvin Gordon.
No, it's going to come. I feel like it's one of those like Cam Akers situation where right toward the end of the season.
But the only thing that would happen is if he gets hurt because Melvin Gordon's actually playing well. He's playing well.
They're already getting rid of Von Miller. They're already like, let's start letting the younger guy. They're already giving up.
But the trade deadline's passed now. They're not going to give him away.
No,
they're not going to drop Melvin Gordon.
They're already giving Von Miller up. They're already waving the white flag of the season. They're already trying to figure out who's going to be.
Hey, I just hope you're right, man, because I need Javonte to come up big for me down the stretch.
Yeah, honestly, I hope you're right. Like, I hope they realize their season's pretty much over, and they need to give it to the young guy, see what he has.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. I think we should do it last question here, just because it's getting a little late.
Adams, Jamar Chase, Debo, 10-team. So I might keep Bateman for the potential.
Yeah, you don't even need Claypool in that situation then, man.
Yeah.
You got 3 alphas. Like Debo's entered alpha territory, in my opinion, right? Am I wrong here?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely alpha.
I mean, he's your wide receiver 3, and you got – I mean, Adams is definitely alpha. It's just crazy.
Bro, you see some of these guys' rosters where it's like every single player on their team is like a Pro Bowler. I'm just like, how?
Hurts, Zeke, Javonte.
The fantasy league, like that.
Tyreek, Hollywood Brown.
You guys should give us advice. Shit.
Jesus Christ.
Are they drafting keepers in the first round?
Is this team good? He has Zeke, Javonte, Tyreek, Hollywood Brown, Kelsey, T. Higgins. Yeah, you're good. Brady's on bye. You usually have Brady over Hurts anyway. Pollard, Boston Scott as a hand. Oh man, Michael Thomas, Judy. Yeah, your team's good. Team's good.
What moves do I make? Maybe you got pretty okay receivers, good backups, good handcuffs. I mean,
you got Pollard to Zeke's handcuff.
I'm assuming he wants to make a move because
you want to upgrade your RB2.
Yeah, I think you want to make a move.
RB2
you might have
sure.
a bad record.
Yeah, RB2 there. You might be like a middle of the pack team right now. Are we right? You're like in a 5-3, but 4-4-ish range, Azalea.
Yeah, I think he's starting running backs Williams. That's why he was worried. So
yeah, I would.
Who would you trade though? I would trade one of your quarterbacks. And get it.
Definitely. Yeah. See, 4-4 territory. I was around there. But yeah, like since you have Brady after this week, you can look to see what you can get for Brady or Hurts.
Who would you rather keep, Brady or Hurts?
Brady.
Okay.
Brady's been.
But do you feel like you can get more value for Brady?
You get more value for Brady for sure. Yes.
So,
yeah. I don't know. You might get people like the running quarterbacks. I would definitely
dangle on both. You dangle the carrot on both and see which one you like more and what you're getting in return. That's just how you do it. But
I feel like Brady has that name where it's like, oh, Tom Brady.
Well, look at this. Here's the thing. You can approach any Godwin or Mike Evans owner with Brady. I'm sure they'll drool over the opportunity, and you can probably get an RB2 from them.
Yeah.
So
All right, we got
maybe they have Lenny, or maybe they have D Hendo, maybe they have DeAndre Swift. You got to look at those guys as definitely value.
Duolingo 500. What's up, man? I think he's new. Like, subscribe. Aaron Jones, MT for CMC and Amari.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Michael Thomas?
Yeah,
that's Michael Thomas. Yeah, I think you can do that for sure.
Yeah. I'm not even sure Michael Thomas will be back this year. Like, why even risk it?
Yeah, trade him.
Yeah. But you know that for this week, Aaron Jones is going against Kansas City, and Amari. When Dak comes back, he loves Dalton Schultz. He doesn't really look at Amari when Dak's been healthy. So this week it could be a hit, but when CMC comes back, you're definitely winning that trade because Michael Thomas might even come back.
Yes, drop him.
You can drop A-Rod.
Yeah, as an Allen Robinson owner, I literally try trading him for anything I can get. Anything.
James, welcome back, dude. B-Dub's also welcome back. I remember you guys as well, so I want to give you guys a quick shout out. Welcome back.
Yeah, if you can't trade him, drop him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it'll probably feel really good once you drop him too.
It's like getting out of that
lifted off your shoulders. Yeah. Just crazy. Yeah.
So good
Brady, Tyreek, Javonte for Rodgers, Adams, and Najee. I would have Rodgers and Adams on bye the same week. Yeah, I mean you would stack and obviously upgrade your RB situation for sure with Zeke and Najee. That is a definite trade possibility. Yeah, I like it. Rodgers to Brady, Tyreek to Adams, and then obviously upgrade to Najee. I like the trade.
Yeah, I like that trade. I would do that trade for your structure of your team. But I don't know why you need another quarterback back unless you're just looking for.
Yeah, that's a little weird. But
Hurts might get benched. I was talking about that. So.
Yeah, Hurts could get benched, but he also got vultured himself, right? Like he had three or four rushing touchdowns to these. The skeletons of Jordan Howard and Boston Scott.
Last question: would you rather have Knox or Logan Thomas for the season? I'm going Knox.
Logan Thomas.
Knox.
Want another bet? You already lost the John one. You want another bet?
Which one did I lose? Which one?
You're gonna. Dude, it's not even going to be close. Logan Thomas is going to come back, and even though he's down on Jonnu because he's been out for 4 weeks, Logan Thomas is going to beat Jonnu. Do you want to lose to Logan Thomas again?
You want to lose Josh Jacobs ones again? Beating on over.
Hey, now they might just run the ball every single play. Double tight end.
The problem is Josh Jacobs sucks, so it's not going to happen.
Okay. All right. Well, the season's not over yet, buddy. He's not over yet, buddy. But you want this Dawson Knox look?
Oh, he's got the glasses on.
Knox over Logan Thomas?
When Logan actually plays his first game, we'll start the clock.
Well, Knox is not even playing either.
Yeah, so I guess when they both come back, we'll do that. When they both healthy, start the clock. All right, let's do it.
Put it on the board.
Put it on the board.
Put it on a notepad.
D Knox. Rest of season done in the books. There you go, guys. At chat, we got another board bet going on here.
All right, we gotta end this thing. Thank you for everyone that was watching.
Dude,
if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Please like. Please share it. We need to get this out to more people to help more people. You guys help us by doing that. Our Twitter is down there in the banner section. Fantasy F Mafia. We'll be doing updates rest of the season on there. We also have an Instagram and TikTok where we do updates as well.
Yes, Van Jefferson is a pickup. Van Jefferson is a pickup, James.
We talked about him earlier. He's worth a pickup, yes.
Yes. Do you want me to put some top ads that we discussed on Twitter?
Yeah, please.
All right. So you guys, Fantasy F Mafia is going on the banner right now at Fantasy F Mafia. I will put our top waiver ads right now as we are closing in on waiver times for everybody. Okay.
Yes. All right. Thank you. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comment section on the bottom.
There we go.
All right. Last words, guys.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Once again. All right.
Good luck on waivers tonight, guys.